Welcome to War Journal, Flames of War. And this podcast is our thoughts and discussions about the Flames of War games and other related interests. This episode is brought to you by Tracy George and Chaos Magic. We are not claiming to be experts of the game, but just wanted to have a casual conversation about Flames of War. Without any further delay, we now make our advance onto the podcast. And here are your hosts, Tracy and Arthur.
This is Tracy.
And I'm Arthur.
Welcome to War Journal Flames of War, Episode 22, Twisters, Models, and Misglues. What's on tap for today's episode, Arthur?
We have 5 topics of interest. We start by looking at Battlefront's homepage and front page news. Next, we discuss our adventures at TwisterCon and commander briefings. In our hobby, we discuss issues we are dealing with concerning our models. Tracy reviews a very useful hobby tool in Recon. And we end with a discussion about the games we played at TwisterCon and more war.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Battlefront front page news.
All right, so this is the Team Yankee front page.
Woohoo!
Yeah. And looks like they put some painting guides in there. Videos this time.
I haven't got a chance to look at them yet, but I need to get around to it.
Well, I did my own paint scheme, so I haven't been enticed to watch them unless I really want to.
True, but if nothing else, I want to look for ideas for technique and actually mainly technique.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. And they're small. Those men.
Yeah, I'm pushing back on when I'm going to paint my men.
And that was the first. Well, we kind of could talk about that some, but that was the first thing I needed to get done because I couldn't even put them on the bases until they were painted. And then your favorite, Afghanistan in Team Yankee has come out.
Oh boy!
And I did get the digital. I'm
not looking forward to playing that.
I don't know because I was like, how are you going to stop it? But after the couple of games we played with your what is those AA things?
Oh, the VAF.
Oh man, you have so many dice that I can see that you might be able to handle it.
But I only get one of those.
Just one?
Or 4
okay, I was saying because you're
+2.
You're possibly throwing 28 dice.
Yeah.
And you can split this up between the different platoons. There's only going to be max of 4.
Yeah, but
lines.
Yeah, but you could surround them and have all of them shoot at them. And I can only shoot at one of the unit because it'd be 3 different units.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I guess if I brought one in, you're saying I will shoot these 2 at that because I have a feeling the others are coming in and I'll save them for the others.
That's true.
Yeah,
but if I did that and if you're within 8 inches, you'd be like, well, I want to be targeting the ones who didn't fire yet.
Now, they also are coming out with a printed version.
Yeah, because on the Miss board, a lot of people complained.
I don't know, $12. Well, I think it was $12 for 12 pages. You get the cards though.
Yeah.
But I'm getting the cards with the digital version, so I'm kind of like, it'd be nice to have the history.
I think I'm beginning. Eventually, I will be picking this up. If nothing else, I want to have a copy of the card, so I know what I'm up against.
Yeah.
As well as if I do play Soviets, that's what I'm playing.
That's a lot of Hinds to put together. Let me tell you, Hinds are not the funnest things to put together.
Yeah, but if I'm going to play Soviets, I'm about to go full hog.
All right, so also they're adding in these heavy weapons, which I think it's grenade launchers and some type of bazooka or law type weapon.
Yeah, I just saw the grenade launchers
9 shots.
Yeah.
Rate of fire 9.
Rate of fire 9. I was like, ow.
Yeah. But what, anti-tank 3, I think you said?
Yeah.
And what is firepower 6?
Firepower 6, so. Yeah. So. The box was $24 US.
It's tempting. Well, if you're going to play, I mean, I don't know why you would take something like that. That seems like a pretty good unit. I mean, what's the side of the M113s? The one?
Oh, the It's either 2 or 1.
Oh, because this could make it where you have enough shots that you're probably going to fail if you hit enough times. I mean, 9 per.
Yeah.
And how many? I wonder how many is in a unit. It looks like you can bring 6 in a unit here, so that's 6. That's 54 dice coming at you. Yeah, I'm just saying theoretically.
Yeah. Side is 2.
Side is 2. They'd have to roll 1, but you know what? You roll it with this many dice. They roll it, you fail.
Yeah.
I make my firepower. I do it again to you. Now you're on morale checks because I double bailed you.
My morale's 4.
Oh, see, so I can see these being viable against M113s. Now front is the front also 3 or 2? I mean 2.
It might be. It's 3.
It's 3. So you have to get the side.
Yeah. And the thing is, all of those type of vehicles are the same way. That includes the IT4s and the VATs.
Well, then that would be scary to your men then, or to your vehicles.
Yeah.
Seeing those starting to come up, it's like, ooh, I'm going to take care of these because it's not that they are high damaging. It's just so many dice coming at you. You're going to probably fail one of those.
Yeah. So you definitely want to throw those at the VATs if you can get the side, because even if you got just build out, just build out and kill anything, that means your helicopters get fired without having to worry about not defensive fire. Whatever it's called, where you shoot at aircraft when they turn.
Anti-aircraft?
Yeah.
I think that's what it'd be.
Yeah. Is it just anti-aircraft fire?
I guess so. You get to do... Yeah, you can do anti-aircraft on your turn or the opponent's turn.
Yeah. But you prevent me from shooting you before you get to shoot, so... I think that's what the real power of those guys. At least until the new armies come out and the meta change.
Yeah. Well, it is nice that they did bring something else out for Soviets, because they are coming out with Britain and... is it West Germany? West Germany?
I think it is NATO Germany.
Yeah. So it gives the Soviets something more. And then, of course, the product spotlights where they're showing what's available for Team Yankee. Pimp your pumps. The garage, or I guess the gasoline station I showed. You can kind of up that a little bit. Now, they did add, now that I see this here, more missions.
Yes. And we played... Well, we use those for the missions at TwisterCon, at least one of them.
I think 2 of them. I think it was 2 of them we played.
2 of them.
Yeah. And then a quick reference sheet, which is just basically what's in the back of the book.
Yeah. It's still nice to have.
FAQ. I'm glad they're keeping that up to date.
Yep. And we've been a factor in that a little bit.
Yeah, because there was that one question you posed.
Yeah, because on the way to TwisterCon, you pointed this rule to me. I was like, that makes no sense.
Yeah, because they contradicted each other.
Yeah. That just makes no sense. And then posted on the forums, and they're like, you're right. I'm going to remove that.
Had to do with making you automatically lost if nobody's in good spirits, but wait, you've got a commander still there, but wait.
And that's also the rules for making a check, so it's kind of weird.
Yeah. And I think they're reissuing the Team Yankee novel. I think he's doing some updates or something to it also. And down at the bottom is TwisterCon, and we'll talk about that because we went to that. And I believe that's about it.
I think it's kind of other stuff is owed. See, there's not much on the Flames of War page, with the big one being Adepticon, which I was trying to look when that was, and couldn't find it on their site, so I went to Google and it's going on now.
Well, I guess you want to make a quick trip up there
and I still cannot play that in 3 different ways.
Yeah,
you cannot play it in just one different way.
Right? Yeah, because I'm missing my Shilkas and Gophers. That's the only thing I'm short.
Oh yeah. So yeah, you can play either. But I couldn't play. Well, I was thinking about because you needed to have your list turned in last week.
Oh, that too. Yes.
But yeah, they need no proxy in, so I'm definitely out.
I'm out too right now until I can get my Shilkas and Gophers.
Maybe next time. Good evening. Good evening. And thank you, General. Everyone on this committee is looking forward to hearing your take on the situation with our forces on the ground. You may begin your commander's briefing.
Alright, so we went to TwisterCon last weekend. Whew, I was rushing to get what I could done. I was working 5-6 hours nights on models, trying to get ready.
I tried, but I quickly gave up. But I kept having problem after problem after problem.
And I think we're going to maybe talk about some of that.
Yeah.
We'll get to talk about our modeling.
Yes.
It was a really good time.
Oh, yeah, I loved it. It was well worth it.
Yeah. We met some of the players down there. Daniel and Brian were the main ones, I think, running it.
Yeah.
And they're on Facebook at Team Yankee OKC, which is like Oklahoma City.
Yeah. Well, have they decided? Have they changed it to Red Dust yet?
I think this Sunday they're going to talk about possibly Team Yankee, Red Dirt Team Yankee, or Red Dirt Rising Team Yankee. It's coming up with some names there.
I guess to include us and some other groups outside of Oklahoma.
Yeah, it's like in Stillwater, us, and Wichita, and I think a couple other cities. We're going to start getting a community together, and we're each going to have our own branch name. And I think we were thinking like AirCap Team Yankee.
Air Capital, that works.
And maybe we could be like all of this together as like Midwest Team Yankee or something like that. Or Tornado Alley. They were talking about that too.
Oh, yeah.
Tornado Alley Team Yankee.
That's it. That definitely fits.
So, hopefully we could start getting some like tournaments or some, demos or something up here, and they come up here and we go down there, and then we could talk to hopefully Kansas City.
Yeah. Well, when I went down there, I really didn't expect to see that many players.
Right.
Like, I'll be glad to see like 2 or 3, but throughout the day, what was it, like 8, 9?
You mean for the whole weekend?
For the weekend, and there various players.
Yeah, I'd say 8 or 9 or 10. Yeah.
And
some couldn't stay as long as they wanted, and some were regular players. Some were just like, "Do I want to play this?" And some were, "Yeah, I'm getting into this game," and they were buying some of the models.
Yeah. It was really enjoyable. I got to show off some of my skills, as well as knowledge of the rules.
Yeah, because they had the same problem we had, which was the Copperhead rule.
Yeah.
Because I remember we went back and forth on that. Well, because it was at 16 inches minimum to normal, and we weren't sure. Do you measure that from the observer, the fist, or
I ended up asking on the forums, and so I'm like, oh no, it's just from it's the minimum range for the M109. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was nice also to have different players to play. I mean, we've been playing each other, but it was nice to have some different players. And we played, I think mainly we just played team games.
Yep, that's all we played.
Yeah.
Even though we still played against each other. It was like you was on one side, and I was on one side of the board, like the east side of the board, fighting my partner. So I was fighting your partner mostly.
Yeah, except for that one part where your fist was hiding.
Actually, that wasn't my fist. That was
that was his fist?
That was his fist. I was using his fist.
Oh, if I would have known. Okay, there was in the middle of the board. There was a line of a row of trees, and I had my T-72s right up to it, so I could shoot through. Well, they had like little vans and ambulances out there, and there was this white thing, just within inches, less than an inch from my T-72s. Just sitting there's a white blob, because I'm looking through the trees and this is a white blob. And I'm like playing. And finally, I got notified that it was your fist.
It wasn't mine, it was my partner.
Oh, that's right, it's fist. But I had, how many turns to shoot at that thing and I didn't even know it was there?
Like, every one of my turns, because it was like right in front of you, like, wait, that thing's still alive?
I didn't know it was there.
Why is it still alive? Whatever. Oh, he has a really gut shot. Yeah.
I didn't even see it. It was just through the trees and the way it was modeled and stuff. It was all white.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they sent me an email saying the white fist says hello. Yeah, it was just one of those things.
Yeah.
And now I know. See, this is something I learned. Find that stupid fist. So you get rid of those copperheads.
Yes.
So, it's one of those things to learn.
Yeah. In general, it's like be able to just sit with a group of other people. And when we had lunch, we was just running off stories after stories after stories. It was just so entertaining.
Yep.
It was like tell us stories about our games and then tell us stories about some of theirs. And yeah, that's what the communities are for.
Yep.
So.
We're starting to build it up, and we're going to start doing some demos here at Store in Wichita, try to get some interest, because I finally got my stuff at least painted, so kind of some people can see kind of what it could possibly look like. Got the Heinz. Like I said, I'm just short my anti-aircraft, so I've got most stuff that people could look at.
And they actually got some stuff out at a local store now. And
yes.
someone bought some.
Yes. Which is exciting.
Don't know who, but...
Well, they bought one of each starter box?
Starter box. So we were looking at entertaining future.
Yeah, no, and go to some more conventions out here, and maybe, I know we got some conventions in Wichita that we can do demos, and hopefully, we can advertise them and they can come up here.
Yeah.
Our hobby.
All right, so I'm almost done with my modeling. I guess I got some inking to do, but I'm going to be pretty well done.
I'm so far away. Like, for me, it's like I take like 2 steps forward, I end up flipping and making a step fall back a step.
You should have been playing Soviets, because that was their doctrine was we take 2 steps forward, we take 1 step back. Then we take 2 steps forward, we take 1 step back. That's my horrible Russian.
No, it's not intentionally. It's just I keep screwing up. And my latest screw up was when I put...
Well, hold on. Okay, so your first one that I can remember was you put the front on backwards on an M113?
No, that's my second.
Oh. Oh, there's one before that.
That's one before that. The first one was when putting the fins together. There's a piece that goes on the back.
Fins for what?
On my Abrams.
Okay.
And there's a...
the fender, the back fender
The
part.
back fender with
it's
the
on,
wheel.
The side skirting's in 2 parts.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has one part. It has a wheel on it. And I end up putting that backwards. So I just discarded it and used a new one. And then went to the forums to ask about it. And then Phil says, like, you could just take a knife and cut that off, the wheel off. And it'd be fine, because sometimes they just take it off. So, yeah. The second time was the M113, where I glued the front plate on upside down. And then
the third.
I'm trying to think if there was a third one between my current one. There might be another one I'm forgetting. Actually,
seems like there is a third one before
Yeah.
this one you're telling me, and I can't think what it is.
I can't think what it is, but I've been screwing up a lot. But anyway, now that I think about it, this new tank, I screwed up twice on there.
It's just battle damage.
And it's like, for this new tank, I decided to use the L skirts instead of the ones I've been using before. And I actually had to find a picture of it, because it told me in the assembly model, like, this is what you can use it for, but it didn't tell me which direction it goes. So I had to find a picture, like, oh, okay, it goes like this. So I glued it on, and then I was gluing the other way on, and I'm like, okay, let me just double check to make sure. I glued it upside down. But
okay, my suggestion to you is, whenever you're putting a model together and there's how to turn the monitor upside down.
But this I was looking at it, and I just put the glue on, so I could just still take it.
Okay.
I had time to just take it off and swap them. But I was like, I'll put these on backwards. And then, while I was putting together the top of the tank, like, there's racks on the side.
Yeah, for stowage.
Yeah. And I don't think I put glue in the back, because I was trying to make sure I don't have abundance of glue, because I primed it, and like, oh, you can still see the glue outline. So I wanted as little over. So I just glued the front and glued it, and just got it where I wanted, and just set it down and left. And came back, I saw the back of it have dipped down almost off it. But the rest of the glue is solidified, so now I can just remove it.
I guess you can try to trim it off and then redo it, and maybe scrape it to where it was glued on to kind of smooth it out, and then.
The thing is, where it's mostly glued on is on good, but it's just the back of it's off. So, yet another mistake I keep having with Team Yankee stuff. I've never screwed up this much with other arms.
I haven't had any problems. It's just, man, just the Soviet stuff is such a pain to put together. There's so many little bits, and between the Hinds, which, if I want to go to Afghanistan, I guess it's Afghanistan.
Well,
man, that's 6 more Hinds I have to put together. I thought it was done. The T-72s, because they got those little flare, or I don't know, smoke, or I guess there's smoke on their turrets. They're little dinky things you put on there, and then there's a little headlight you put on the turret. And don't ever try to put that. If you have carpet, go somewhere where you don't have carpet, because that thing can fly out of your hand or fly out of your tweezers, and if you're never going to find it in carpet. I had wood floors, so I could find it. Man, I put together the Cobra and the Abrams, and that was pretty simple. This Soviet stuff. So I'm kind of like, do I really want to go with this new unit or not? Is where I'm at. Because like I said, I got most everything painted. I went like a desert camo, kind of a different kind of desert camo scheme, and I'm pretty well almost done with everything. And it's like, if I go with that Afghanistan, that's 6 more Hinds plus those guys, those grenade which we just talked about, those grenade launching guys.
Yeah. Well, I'm not exactly interested in facing those.
But it will also be nice to have it down to store in people's, because a lot of people do like, it's not painted, it's not as. But if you have it painted, they go, let me look at that. A little more interest.
Yeah. Another thing that's been slowing me down is like my primer is over here. Because I don't have a good place to prime at home. So I need to wait to the time I'm over here. The weather's nice.
Yeah.
And the weather's not windy.
Yeah.
For me to prime. And I just trying to find a time when all that lines up. It just haven't been working. So, but I think tomorrow we're gonna go to the store and play. Should be a nice day to prime, so I either go prime before or after we play. And at least get prime some stuff so I can start painting them.
Right.
And then I can start working on a new batch of stuff. Oh, and that's other issues I've been having is with the M113s, trying to figure out how to do the dragon mounts.
Oh, yeah. Because you're talking about how you were trying to put it together and you got to this point going, I wonder how that goes together. And when you got there, you said you found out that you stopped at just the right point.
Yeah, because like normally, I'll put together my tanks. I just have to half this close because I don't want to deal with men. But that's where the dragon mount goes. So I had to figure out because at this point I don't even know how often I want to take the dragon mounts. And since it's a really new game, I should always have the option to do that. And yeah, I briefly thought about just having some tanks with the dragon mount and some without it. But in general, I just kind of want an overall look of my entire army, and I don't want 2 models for the same vehicle.
Okay.
So I'm trying to figure out how to go with that. So I decided to go with a magnet, put a magnet underneath the hatch, which actually the ones I bought from my war with fit perfectly for them. But then I had the problem because I was going to just put metal on the hatch and then put metal on the dragon guy so I could just swap them. But then I thought if I put the dragon guy on there, I have no hatch. So I thought that looked weird. So I went with the option that I really don't like. And that is to glue the hatches up like we do in most of the pictures in the book. And then put metal on both the dragon mount and a normal, another infantry guy, not an infantry guy, but
The commander?
like either commander or there's also a guy who actually hosts a machine gun. That comes with three.
Okay.
It had 3 guys. One's the dragon and 2 other guys. So put metal on the dragon mount and one of those 2 guys for each of my M1-3s. That's more guys to paint, which I'm not looking forward to.
Well, it's like I said, it's kind of like I tell the kids at school when I teach them. It's like, sooner you get started, sooner it's done and it's over. And that's the way I looked at it when I had to paint those men. It's like, I don't want to paint these. Okay. And I sat down, okay, I'm going to get this done. And they're done. I don't have to worry about them anymore. They are finished. Except for I have to seal coat them with a mat, just to protect them. And
the thing is, like, I still haven't got the right metal. Because, I first went to a hardware store to get some metal. And someone suggested, like, metal washer. So I'm like, oh, sure, I'll get that. That's a little too big for what I needed. And I don't have the tools to cut them down. So I returned them. And then I went to buy... I brought a figure so I know the size I'm looking for. And I asked them, like, the smallest, like, nuts. So I bought those. And I think I might have got some that wasn't... I think I got stuff that was mostly stainless steel.
Well, maybe even be like zinc or something. I don't know if zinc's... You're trying to find something that the magnet will attract, and you were not getting the attraction.
Yeah, like, it attracted a little bit.
Oh, okay.
But it was still kind of, like, barely there. Because if I put the guy on there, it's hard to tell if just gravity's holding them in or the magnet is. Because that's how weak the attraction was. So I'm like, yeah, this is not going to work. So I'll gotta take another trip to the hardware store, bring in a figure again, and a magnet. So I can, like, okay, it's the right size, and it's also attracts.
The one thing I did kind of want to talk about was on the Hinds, and this is the one, I'm probably not the only other person. I've been trying, okay, we had to go to TwisterCon, so I need to transport my Hinds. They're not small. They're really long, so you have to find something to put them in, and they're tall. Because you have that back rotor that sticks up, and I'm afraid of breaking it, which I actually did break some of them during transport. Then you got the top rotors that break real easy because it has this little dinky piece of plastic that holds the blade onto the main rotor part. And so I've just come to the conclusion I'm taking paper clips and cutting them down to where they're little dinky strips of metal, priming them, painting them the same color as rotor. I'm putting them underneath. Nobody, if I don't say anything, nobody even notices that they're underneath there. And then they're never going to break again. And I've actually started putting that same little piece of paper clip on the back rotor. Because that where it sticks up, it's been breaking.
Okay.
I've had 3 out of my 6 so far break. Just from transporting them.
Wow.
So I'm going to do that, and I've already done that, so I'm going to do the rotors tonight and get those done. So I don't have to worry anymore about the rotors breaking during transport.
Oh, something also was interesting to me. We went down there, like, there was someone playing Flames of War. Or, they were playing Flames of War.
Yeah, they were playing Flames of War. There was a Tour of Duty also.
They also played Tour of Duty. And I saw this army. And I did not know, I think it's the Leech or Loch. I forget what the helicopter's was called. But I did not know Vietnam had that helicopter.
It looked like the Bubble Front. That's what I'm thinking about. Like the old police helicopters.
Yeah.
Back when I was a kid.
It
kind of had that similar look like that.
Yeah, like when I looked them up on Wikipedia, like I saw a name for them. And I guess when I went to Vietnam and looking for it, I did not see that name.
Wow.
So I didn't recognize it. They're like, because they use a different name, and I think it is, what do I call it? Because the official name was like OH something. Like, I forget what it's called. And I think they use the OH at the end of the word as a part of the name.
Well, I don't play the game, so I don't know that much about the helicopters. I mean, actually, not only the helicopters, but what I know the M16 and the AK-47. That's as far as I know.
Yeah.
And no, the Pershing, I think they used a little bit in Korea, but not Vietnam. Was it still the Sherman in Vietnam?
I have no idea. But anyways, like I always liked to look at this helicopter, but I just never knew the name of it. And the picture of it, like I didn't recognize it on the cover on its box.
Okay. What I'm doing right now is I am bringing up the Flames of War Vietnam. See if we can find. Is that it? The Hog?
No.
Oh, the Slick?
No.
This one? Loach. Yeah. Oh. OH-6 LO. Oh, LO. LOACH. Loach. I would say Loach.
Yeah, because it's the OH is.
I have no idea what OH stands for.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Something helicopter? O something, H for helicopter. Observer? Is it like an observing helicopter?
I think it might be for this game. But anyway, I did not know that helicopter was in the game. So now I'm tempted.
Ding. If you go into the description, it says LOH, which is Light Observation Helicopter. So it's an observation helicopter.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, knowing that, I was almost tempted to get those because it's cheaper than the Cobras. And it's like, yeah, I'm running these. These are my Cobras.
You'd confuse people, I would think, though. But who knows what they'll come out with some of the other armies.
Like, the only reason I decided against it is that version doesn't have a lot of weapons.
Yeah, what I saw was there's a picture of some guy.
Yeah.
With a machine gun or something off the side.
Yeah, and it also had like a gun or some. So it doesn't have a lot of guns. I do know there's versions of that helicopter that has almost as many weapons as the Cobra.
Wow.
But that one doesn't have it. So that's why I'm not going to go that route. But it is tempting because I do like that helicopter.
Well, you just got to be careful because if you go. Like, say you went convention, and every time this is Cobra instead. It could get kind of like it's almost like proxying in a way.
Not quite like
because you don't who knows later on if they're going to come out with more because there's more than just there's more than just Cobra available for US.
Well, not right now, but
no, yeah, but I finally got the guys from Oklahoma let me borrow that World War III book, and I was looking at some of the stuff in there. Wow, there's vehicles and all sorts of other weapons, and I think some other aircraft and all that that's not even in the game right now that's available.
How far did you get in it?
I didn't read any of it.
Oh.
I was looking at pictures.
Oh.
Because I'm trying to finish a novel I'm reading right now before I jump into it.
Yeah, you got to show me some pictures of that then.
Yeah, I had like 16 pages of photographs.
Cool. But my big thing is like at least in my mind, a military version of that helicopter will function like the Cobra. I'm not sure what kind of when they do bring it in Team Yankee. Well, one, I already have the models and painted. So. And two, I don't see it having all that many different rules than what the Cobra does, because I see it pretty much behaving in a similar kind of way.
Well, I have no idea, so I guess we'll find out because I don't know. I don't know that much about what was available and what they did at that time.
Yeah, it's my second favorite helicopter, so I want to use it. I'd rather use my first favorite, which is actually closer to the Cobra, but I believe I think it was out at this time, but I think it was not mass produced, or it was just a test model, and that is the I can't believe I forgot it.
What's the
Apache?
Apache?
Yeah.
I think some people were asking, is that going to be coming out? So you're not the only one.
Yeah. It looks similar to the Cobra, but I just like it so much better. In fact, when we was at TwisterCon, you probably like, Shelby like, here's a Cobra. I'm like, no, that's not a Cobra.
Oh, that's right, that little toy one I was looking at.
That's an Apache.
Well, also, I just realized something that I wonder if they're going to come out for Soviets, because I keep hearing like this T-90 tank. It was even in the Third World War novel. There was T-90 tanks. So this is a T-90 tank that got blown up. You know, I was like, So are they going to come out with some more even tougher tanks than what we've got right now? Because this is just the Abrams. There's the Abrams, what, A1 or something like that? That's even an upgrade.
Yeah, the M1A1.
Yeah.
Which, on the sprue, technically, that's the barrel. We got the barrel for that.
Yeah, I was tempted to go, do I just want to have where I can interchange the barrel just in case? I decided not to, but it's like,
because I think it's not just the barrel. I think it's also the racks. Which we also got the racks for, because it came with those. But I know next to nothing about them.
Same here.
So, and it's no telling when the list is going to come out. And I'm almost scared to how many points they're going to be.
Yeah, because you're kind of like...
8 is already high. What's these going to be, 13?
Maybe 10 points. 9 or 10 points.
9, 10.
I don't know. I don't know what their stats are going to be, so I can't say.
Oh, imagine they're going to be way more powerful.
Yeah, it's because it does use that bigger barrel. So, yeah. But if they're going to come out with that, they're going to have to come out with the equivalent Soviet, which I guess T-90. I don't know. But I read T-90 in that book, and I keep hearing people kind of talk about it on the forums about T-90. So
I have to look that up on Google, because now I'm curious to see what a T-90 is.
Heinz and T-90s and grenade launchers.
Further interest for next time.
Yep. I just want to make one quick correction, and that is that I got the novel and looked at it. It was a T-80, not a T-90.
Slight difference.
Well, I don't know. I just remember it was I thought it was T-90. So it was T-80.
And much to our surprise, I'm like, it actually is a tank T-90.
Yeah, but we looked it up and it was like 1993.
Yeah, it was in service.
All right, so cleared that up.
All right, soldier, at ease. What is it?
Sir, I just got the recon report in. There's some interesting developments in it. The report says...
All right, since I've been painting, which is not... I like playing a game. I mean, I'm not much of a painter. I never was, even when I was a kid. But I just don't see myself being able to paint without this piece of equipment, which I'm going to talk about. And it's this lamp here. It's got 2 arms on it, and it's got an LED light underneath with a magnifying glass on top. And the best I can find for it, if you kind of want to see what I'm talking about, is like Office Depot or Office Max. It's called the Real Space Saver Desktop Magnifier Lamp, and it's normally $38. But man, I can't picture painting without this thing.
I can't picture painting infantryman without that thing.
Yeah, because you get a look through the magnifier, which is right in the center of the lamp, and right underneath or right around a ring around that magnifier is LED lights. And so it's lighting up what you're trying to paint, and it's just right there, and you're looking right through the magnifier. And I just can't. Yeah, I can't. If you're going to buy, okay, what do I buy next? A model or this or that? This thing is so worth it, because you can use it for even big models. Because you can bring out you can really look at the detail that normally you can't see with just your naked eye. Now, some people I know have those hoodie thing, or they're magnifying. I want to say not like glasses, but they're
almost like goggles.
Goggles or something like that. Yeah, they put on. Yeah. Those gave me a headache.
Mm-hmm.
Those give me a headache. This never has given me a headache.
Yeah, I looked at yours to see some stuff with my infantry, and it was like this one guy. I'm like, I did not even realize he had a lot of stuff on him that needed to be trimmed until I saw him underneath the magnifying glass. I'm like, oh, he needs a lot of work.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know how long. I think this may just be this short of a thing, because I don't know if there's anything else to say about this. It's a no-brainer buy for me for modeling. It's got the light. You can move where you need to because it just sits on the desk. They do also have ones that clip on the desk, so you can get those also if you want to. And you got the light right there, and you got the magnifying glass right there. And the lights are LEDs, so they never get hot.
Yeah.
I mean, you can leave it on, and you can touch it, where the light's at, and it's not hot.
Yeah. Might have to. No, not might. I gotta pick one up. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah. So yeah, there's like the men I painted. There's no way they would look the way they do if I didn't have that. Like because you got they have like straps on them.
Yeah.
For their gear and stuff. Trying to paint that by looking at them with the naked eye compared to this, night and day. So this is one of those I recommend. Is this now mine isn't real space, but I guess this company bought this because it's the exact same lamp I got. So it's that Real Space Saver desktop magnifying lamp. And you go to Office Depot or OfficeMax.com and see what I'm exactly talking about. I don't know. Walmart may have it. I don't know.
Yeah, might have to look at that.
More war!
Really? All right, so you wanted to talk a little bit about some of the games we played at TwisterCon.
Yeah.
We played what? Three games?
We played 3 games. What was most surprising for me, like the first game was about 200 some points per side, and it went real quick.
Yes, because things die real quick.
Yeah.
And we also knew how to play.
We also had some new players, but they're the type of people who I can explain them something in like 20 or 30 seconds and then make a decision. So it really didn't take them that long to do stuff. So yeah, hour and a half, 2 hours, and the game was done.
Yeah, because I think we had 2 players aside, 100 points each, and then some people went through the demo and they jumped in with a unit, so they added a little bit here and there. Yeah, it went pretty quick.
Yeah,
that was just also kind of let people know the mission. It was just where everything's on the table.
Yeah,
it's like the first mission. I don't know what that first mission's called.
Oh, meet engagement.
Meet engagement. Yeah. So everything was on the table, and we didn't quite play the meet engagement rules, which you can't shoot, no aircraft and all that, no artillery. We didn't quite do that rule because we were just kind of goofing around, just kind of get used to each other.
Yeah, we did like half of it.
Yeah. So that was the first mission. The second one
was Dust Up.
Dust Up. Oh, I hated that mission. Only because it really went that delayed reserves. And we'll talk about the screw up that happened. It was partly my fault with the delayed reserves. So that was another team game.
Yeah. And I planned that I'll learn one thing you should always remember when you play in Dust Up is like, where's the enemy's reserves going to come from?
Yes, because my teammate made that bad mistake. He's like, let's line up the anti-aircraft right where the Abrams are going to come in, so they don't have to move very far at all.
Yeah, and I saw that from turn 2. I'm like, that's a bad mistake. I'm not saying anything unless I roll like crap for reserves. That's a bad mistake.
Yeah, and it was delayed reserves both sides, and the problem. This is the first time I ever played a team game. I think I really liked this.
Yeah. With
delayed reserves, and so we decided. And it was kind of my suggestion. We decided that each person so you and your partner got to roll for your own reserves.
Yeah.
And
I thought it should just been one, but with 2 different people, like, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. 2 different people, each of you have a chance to bring in your own stuff. Big mistake. We need to put an echo on that. Big mistake.
Yeah.
Because the first turn, you guys got a reserve.
Yeah, we both rolled. I got a reserve. He didn't. And then
it was our turn. And we both failed.
You both failed. And then on our next turn, we got 4 dice to get something. And
Because it was 2 for you and 2 for him.
Yeah. That's a lot to roll.
Yeah.
And we got at least, I think we got 3 things.
Yeah. And then that was game.
Yeah, that gave us enough stuff that we just pounded you until, like, we removed. Did we actually remove you? No, you gave up because we deleted your partner.
Yeah, and it was just really down to, I think I had my commander left. I made my roll.
Oh, yeah, you had your commander.
I think I just had my commander left.
Make your roll.
And maybe 1 tank?
Yeah, I think you had 1 tank, your commander, and that's it. And you make your roll. Your partner, he lost his commander. He lost everything on the board. He couldn't make the roll. He was gone.
Yeah.
So you surrendered because...
I would have got 2 dice. I could have got 2 things coming in, which... No, it wouldn't. No.
It's just not enough.
Yeah, so if you're going to do a team game and you're going to have reserves, still only roll as if you're one player instead of rolling, each of you rolling the amount of dice you're supposed to get. That was that. I think the game would have gone a lot better.
Yeah.
If we did that. So it was lesson learned. I think everybody learned.
Because we would have got reserves then. Because he rolled, it failed. And then you said we both should get a chance to roll. So I rolled and I got something.
Yeah,
and that's where it started going downhill from there.
I remember now my dice. Oh, I remember now. That was my. I had to buy new dice because my dice I couldn't roll over 3 apparently for the most of the time.
Yeah.
And then what was the last game? I was so tired. I was so tired when I got to that point.
I think it was just free.
It may have been free for all.
Yeah,
because we didn't want to do reserves at that point.
We just
what
put
happened.
everything on. But it was
night fighting, which is another thing. If I don't ever, as Soviet player, want to play night fighting, unless I'm going, I want a real big challenge, and I know I'm probably going to lose. But when you're there playing, you want to.
You don't know you're going to lose because, like, that's one thing I learned from the game because comparing forces is like just by numbers. Obviously, the U.S. have advantages because. You got hard penalties that are quite obvious.
Yes.
Because for the U.S., I realize there are penalties for U.S. that's not quite as obvious. For one thing, my artillery is a lot better than the Soviets. And night fighting really punish doing artillery because you can only see so far.
All right. Well, maybe we should go over a little bit over the rules. One of them is, your bogging checks are +1.
Yeah.
So it's easier for you to bog. So I'll bog on a 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
You want a 1 or 2 now. You roll for distance, and if you don't have any thermal or IR, it's 1 die times 4. What you roll times 4. If you got the thermal or IR, it's 2 dice times 4. Now
take the highest.
Take the highest, yes. Now this is where it gets another penalty for the Soviets. Not only we bog down 50% of the time, even if we see you, we have a +1 penalty to hit you.
Yeah.
We're already forced to hit you. Now we need 5s without any other modifiers, and we don't have as many shots as you.
That's true. But like I said, I have much better artillery. But the thing is, the spotter has to see what you're shooting at. So that's why I couldn't really do my hit stuff really far away because I can't see that far.
Right.
So that's why for most of the game, my artillery never shot because my spotter couldn't see anything.
Ours didn't either. Of course, Soviets. I'm not impressed with Soviet artillery right now in the game.
Yeah, you fired a lot of artillery over the weekend and didn't really do much.
I think what I was reading some of the forums, I think what you really want to target with the artillery is like the fist and lightly armored stuff.
Yeah. Which is when we played and I was Soviets, that's what I attempted to do. I tried to drop the artillery on the VATs to get rid of them because I knew they're going to wipe the floor of the anti-air with my aircraft. But then my dice said, no, you're not.
Now, the +1 penalty, that still applies to artillery, right? So if your guy spots, it's a +1?
The artillery has its own rules, but I think so because it had at night +1.
So think about that. Normally we're 5s. If you use the spotter, you're down to 4s.
Yeah.
Now we're back to 5s trying to spot.
Yeah. The thing is, I think for that, I don't think I get to remove that.
I don't know.
Spotting.
It's just, and I was very tired there at the end because it was 9 o'clock at night. I had to get up 5:30 in the morning so we can get there.
Yeah.
And so this is like 9 o'clock at night. And we still had a 2.5 hour drive back.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm so tired.
And the thing about that game was, at first, I thought it was just going to be like one-sided and it didn't look fun. And then I just looked at the board and realized I'm not that far from being screwed.
Well, what I saw from my side was.
On your side, it was kind of hopeless.
It was Soviet tanks and flames everywhere.
Yeah, but then I looked on the rest of my stuff with my HQ and all that stuff. I was running the mech stuff, and I had one unit of Abrams was on your side during your day. But what I had left was just like M113s, my VAS, a lot of ITVs, and then I just saw a wave of T-72s.
Yeah, how many were coming at you?
I think 8.
I think it was more than that. I thought
at least 8.
It was like 12, I think.
Because at the start of the game, he kept bogging down, so he couldn't get up.
He may have been 16. I think it was maybe 4, 4, 4, 4.
Something like that.
Man, it was a lot.
It was a lot. And I came up there and I realized I had nothing really to hurt them. I was like, okay, the Abrams over here, we're just taking care of stuff. Need to get back here because I'm in trouble.
Yeah, and so you started marching across the board. But by that time, it was my side of the board was over.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gone. I was out of the game. So you were working the other side. If he would have gone, there was a hill. There was your Abrams, and there was a hill. If he would have gone behind the hill, you wouldn't have been able to shoot him. But he was on the hill, and you pretty well took him out, and that was game.
We had 2 units of Abrams to shoot at him, and that was game. But also, for the first time, I dropped monoliths.
Oh,
yeah. Put a minefield in front of him, was like, slow down.
Actually, not in front of him, right on top of him.
Yeah. Because I needed them not to go any farther. So, even though it was such heavily favored for the U.S., that game could have went for the Soviets.
Well, no, I don't know, because you guys were also marching towards the objective. On my side of the table, you guys were heading towards the objective.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, what we have protecting our objective was just lightning armor stuff that the T-72s could just have a field day.
Yeah.
Of course, you have to hit, but if you did hit, it's just 2+ is dead. It's just oh, I hit. What's their armor? Oh, yeah. 16 to my 2. I need a 26 roll your firepower.
Also learned, what was it? The aircraft? I think it was the A-10s are just nasty. Oh my gosh, they are nasty.
But the other thing about A-10s is they do not have any thermal stuff.
So that's true. That night fighting was a little.
So for night fighting, when I have to shoot, I have to roll 1 die to see how far I can hit. So I need to make sure I'm really close to you. So I'm close enough for that. And
I just remember playing it. I think it was I can't remember his first game or second game. Those A-10s, every time they came in, I was like, no. No, because, man.
Oh, yeah.
They're a terror.
It wasn't the third game because the other guy, my partner, had the A-10s. And he never forgot to roll for him. He failed every time except for this last round. But he failed. Finally got him in. And I think that was the knife and that was enough to finish the game.
Yeah, so I think some of the things we learned was when you're doing a demo, keep it simple.
Yeah.
And no reserves. Don't ever do reserves in a demo game. Because you want them to have the stuff in, you want them to have play.
Maybe not delayed reserves. Because the other thing about reserves is if one person gets to go, you don't have everything on the board to get shot at. So you can still, if you don't get wiped out, you can eventually have stuff come in. They can't be hurt, and then you get to shoot with it.
Well, maybe experienced players, but I'm like when they were first showing people how to play.
Yeah.
You know, another one was night fighting, not in a demo game.
Yeah, night fighting is a completely different game.
It's
because I didn't think it would change my strategy that much, but it does, even for US. So yeah, it is a completely different beast.
Yeah.
And the reason we had knife fighting is because we was using the new mission rules.
Ugh.
And the new missions has
Yeah, it's something like you roll and it's like no, or it's dawn, or it's dusk, or daylight, or it's night. And I really hate night fighting with Soviets.
Yeah.
You can't go through terrain because you bog down 50% of the time. What was funny was I bogged down just normally in that one game with 3 tanks.
Yeah, also bogged down.
3 tanks, 1-1-1.
Yeah. Also, I even bogged down with Abram. I was like, oh yeah, I need to move these guys out. I bogged.
Yep, on a 1 or 2.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, those were one of the first 2 games where I bogged down.
Oh really?
1.
Oh, on a 1. Yeah, and then the +1 penalty, because we don't have as many shots as you do, and we're starting to hit you on 4s. Now we're moving to 5s with less shots compared to your tanks. You get double the amount of shots that we get, and you're starting on 3s.
Yeah,
it was rough, but I think the whole thing it was worth it going up there and playing. We all learned some things to do and what not to do.
Yeah, and it was a lot of things like I end up screwing up about. Like one of the games, or there was a line of forest, and then I figured out like, well, if you're shooting at an angle, that's more than 2 inches, so you shouldn't be able to shoot through there.
Yeah.
But then I realized I shouldn't have said that because I realized that after I already shot. So if I already shot, either I was like, never mind, or I moved my tank up, so I'm within less than 2 inches, so I could get shot back.
Yeah.
And it was also...
Oh, wait, that's the same line of trees that was hiding that stupid fist from.
Yeah. And another thing to check is, like, when someone's dropping a template on you, check.
Oh, my gosh. I can't believe I did that.
Yeah.
I don't even... Okay. Yeah.
So, yeah, you...
Okay.
So I had...
I'm guilty.
Yeah. I had, like, my command tank and 2 ITVs. So that always like concealed gone to the ground.
Right.
So you shot at my commander, who was easier to hit, especially since I already shot. And then with bombardment, you hit, range in. So like, okay, that's gonna be all 3. Yep. So you rolled and
everybody was like, yeah, it's all 3.
That's all 3. So then on my next turn, I wanted to move some other stuff. I was like, oh wait, I don't want to put them underneath the template. So I put the template down and like, okay, I need to get. Wait, the one that's burned is now underneath the template.
Okay, so we used the salvo template instead of the regular size template accidentally. It's not that much difference. So yeah, that was another thing. I can't believe I did that. Oh, I can't believe I did that.
Another thing I screwed up on, which both helped and hurt me, was like I've forgotten that the Copperheads have a different stat than the M109's normal shots. And the big thing with that is the Copperheads are a 2+ firepower. I was using them with a 1+ firepower, which was what they were for straight shots. But later on, when I shot the T-72s, I was still looking at that in an anti-tank of 15.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to what it should have been a 21. So I should have had a chance to kill them, but... So I got bit on both ends, so...
Well, it's stuff we'll remember for next time, It's part of learning the game.
Yeah. So I remind myself, Copperheads are not in the on the cards, they're in the book. I have to look them up.
I think the mines are also, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're like anti-tank against your top armor and their firepower.
Oh yeah, they're like anti-tank 5 against your top, 1+ firepower.
Wow.
That's why you don't want to go through mines.
No, you don't.
They're nasty.
And a skill check sucks on Soviets. It's 5.
Yeah.
But we get a lot of stuff.
Yeah. When I first looked at that, I thought I got like a minefield for every gun fire. Like, no, I get a minefield for every 3 guns.
Oh, is it 3? I thought it was every 2.
It's 3. Every 3 guns firing. So.
Well, they did their job in that game. Because it pretty much stopped that unit.
Yeah, he had to go around the long way to get to me. But yeah. One thing, was there something else I learned?
I can't think of anything else.
Well, that wraps up another episode of War Journal, Flames of War.
Your host, Arthur and Tracy, thank you for listening to this episode. You can find us on iTunes. If you like the episode, please subscribe and leave a positive review. You can find us on Facebook at Flames of War. And please like us. In addition, you can follow us on Twitter at warjournal_FOW. You can also find us on YouTube. Search for Tracy George, Flames of War. You can read Arthur's blog at chaosmagicwizards.blogspot.com. Finally, you can email us at warjournalflamesofwar@gmail.com. War Journal Flames of War is all one word, so no spaces are required. Also, please share the show on any social media of your choice. So, until next time, as always, have a good game.